Hey guys, Jesse here, Bender's Mobile Detailing. Welcome back to another video. Sorry for the noise in advance. It's a chilly one out there today, so I got the heater going. But yeah, back in the shop today. Got another video for you guys. So as you can see here, we have a Ram 3500 in the shop. And this truck is, it's actually a buddy of mine's, and I bought it as a work truck. And he has it in here for a full polish. So he got this truck just a little bit ago, and it actually had some vinyl lettering on it beforehand. And so, like, obviously most work trucks, you're not going to get a full polish on. Like, there's some good dings and dents and stuff in it, and the paint's chipping in some spots too. We're actually going to do some touch-up paint, which I don't normally do as a service, but for a buddy, I will. Here's a bad one over here. There's a good chunk of paint missing there and there. But anyways, so yeah, normally you wouldn't get a work truck fully polished. The reason we are is because of the old vinyl lettering on it. So you can see he peeled it off, and there's tons of glue left over. He said all four doors had vinyl on it, which you can tell. And then there was massive letters here, which aren't as, you can still see them, but not as standing in the light. You can still see some of the spots where the massive letters were on the sides. So, and on the tailgate, he said, yep, so got a lot of work to do. And then the other reason we're polishing is because this truck has lots of, like, I've already washed this, and this is what the bottom of the door looks like. Like, this stuff is, some of it's coming off a bit. Like, I did a quick wash on it. We're gonna go more in depth, but it's got lots of lots of little contaminants in the paint and stuff. So yeah, so what we're gonna do, we'll give this thing another wash. We'll do an iron remover on it, and then we'll use a few little, I don't know, try a couple different products, see if we can't get the glue from the stickers off, and then last resort we'll go to polishing. And we are going to polish the whole truck, but you want to try to get as much of that stuff off before you polish, before you buff it out, just to be as least aggressive with the paint as you can. But yeah, so get right to it here, start washing, and give this thing a bath and some iron remover. I think it's gonna look pretty good on a truck like this. We'll probably see a lot of purple. So here we go. Okay, so at this point we've iron removed the whole truck. I didn't film washing it because I pretty much film washing a vehicle in every video I post this channel. So yeah, at this point now we're gonna start polishing. And this is where I know I'm gonna take some heat for some of this, because you could likely get this off. Like, it's not that, I don't know. You could likely get that off with different kinds of, like automotive Goo Gone or some sort of different product like that, as well as, I'm sure, like, I could clay bar and I could whatever and get a lot more of this out, although a lot did come out with the iron remover. That was an awesome time lapse with how purple it turned. But anyways, I'm gonna take some heat for this, I know, because usually when you go to polish, you want to get as much stuff off of the paint as you can before you polish, because getting stuff in your pad could you know, leave scratches and that kind of a thing. And obviously when you're polishing, you're removing scratches. So, but the reason I'm not going to spend a crazy amount of time getting this perfect before I polish is because it is a work truck. So we're not, our end goal with this is not like show vehicle kind of perfect finish. The end goal is to remove the lettering and overall, and some of the deep contaminants and stuff. And that's the way we price this job. And that's, I think, what makes me a little unique, is that most detailers, most people who offer these services, say, like, I am going to get it perfect before I polish it. Like, when they ceramic coat, they're going to, you know, get the finish absolutely perfect before they polish, or before they put a coating on, all that stuff. And that is ideal, but that also costs a lot of money. And so by me saying, like, this is what I'm gonna do, and it's not gonna be show truck finish, but it's gonna look a lot better than it did, I'm allowed to, that enables me to offer a lower price, and then more people are willing to do that. If I had priced this job as in, like, I'm gonna make this as perfect as I can with a one-stage polish, then it would have been too much money and I wouldn't have got this job. So that's the way we're gonna do it. I know I'm gonna have people disagree with me on that because, you know, in perfect best practice, you'd get as much of this off with different chemicals and products rather than polishing. But the way we price this job, we're gonna do a polish of the whole truck. It's gonna come out a lot better. Not show truck, but it's a work truck, and that's fine. So here we go. All right, so we got our Meguiar's finishing pad, polishing pad on our polisher. We are going to be using the scratch and squirrel remover from Chemical Guys, and then we'll just spray a couple sprays of pad conditioner on there before we start. First ever polishing kit I bought. It came with this polisher and a kit of this stuff. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and won't be buying it a second time. At least the polisher's fine. The products, though, I'm not the biggest fan of. However, if you know what you're doing when you're polishing, you'll be able to get good results with toothpaste. So the products aren't the most important part, and especially when we're not going for perfect show car finish. But yeah, so I'll set you guys up on the time lapse, and away we go. All right, so we just finished the box, as you can tell. I wanted to quick show you guys something. Hopefully you can see, hopefully the camera picks it up. The box is now brighter and whiter than the door. I think you can see that pretty well, but that's why I'm doing this, is I'm this far back, I'm looking at both doors, and you can see they're the same color. They're the same brightness. If anything, this one is more bright or white than this one, just because of the lettering and whatever, although this one has it too when you get close. But anyways, they're the same color. So I'm gonna go ahead and polish this back door, and we'll do this again. You'll be able to see the difference. But before, I'm obviously polishing it, I'm gonna remove all the lettering. And I just wanted to show you guys, like, this guy, who my buddy bought the truck, and who he bought it from ran this business where he did arborist reports, yard cleanup, stump grinding. So you can imagine the branches and all kinds of tree, whatever, in the back of this thing. So this box is like trashed with scratches, and thankfully it's a white truck, so it doesn't show it too well, but when you're looking for it, you can see them. And I'll walk you guys through that in a minute, right after I do this door, so I can show you that yes, we're making a significant improvement, although not trying to achieve a showroom finish. So let me do this door, and then I'll get back to you. All right, so I'm all finished up with this door. It's pretty neat to see in the time lapse. Actually, you could pretty much see it get brighter where I polished as I went through, which is cool. But then also, you might have noticed, when I went over the lettering the first pass, I didn't even do all of it. I just kind of did, no, I did do all of it. I went over it on the first pass, and not as much of that lettering came off as I expected. So I actually grabbed another pad. I tried just like a foam cutting pad. And yeah, it didn't want to come off as easy as I thought. So that's when I paused the time lapse. I just wanted to do some trial and error with a couple different products. And so I actually ended up using, I have it sitting right there, the Automotive Goo Gone. And I let it soak on there, and then wiped it off, and it actually came off easier, which is surprising to me. I've done this in the past, and it's always just come off real easy with a polish, rather than having to kind of wipe at it with the Goo Gone, but that's what worked this time, so that's what I'll do. But anyways, I'll step back here and show you. Sorry, I gotta move my extension cord. So I don't know how well the camera picks that up. Maybe if I zoom in on the doors a bit. I don't know. In person, you can very clearly see one door being brighter than the other, as well as the box. It's just a little more yellowy. I think the camera shows it okay. It's hard to tell on the small screen, but yeah, I'm happy with the way that's coming out. And now I will show you what I'm talking about. I haven't actually even done this on the doors yet. So I got my light here. So you see right in the middle of that circle where the paint, or where the light hits the paint, the middle of the circle. You can kind of see, hard for me to get it, that like spider webbing around the light. So those are all micro scratches, and that's what polishing does. When you buff and polish, you get rid of those. Now obviously this is where I polish, and there's a ton of them. However, if we go over to this door, oh, sorry, you can see how much more there is. You see how that spider webbing around the center of that, where the light hits the paint, is significantly less. It's definitely still there, but it's less than where we haven't polished. Like that spider webbing stretches that whole circle of light, whereas here it's much more concentrated around the center. So that's what I was saying before in the intro of this video, how really this thing needs two-stage, probably a full three-stage polish. But as you can see here, like the amount of scratches that are in, hold on, let me get to the right angle. You see all those? Like just being a work truck like this was, especially with tree branches and stuff like that, like it's bad, and it's gonna continue to be a work truck, so there's no sense in perfecting all that. So anyways, we'll keep going, put you up on a time lapse. We'll knock this door and fender out, go across the back, go up the other side, and finish with the hood. And yeah, call it done. Here we go. So my phone died. So I'll catch you up a little bit. I think the last thing you saw was me polishing the driver door, which I did. And then that's when my phone died, and I didn't feel like sitting around and waiting for my phone to charge before I kept going. So I polished the hood, the bumper, and then the tailgate and the back bumper as well. And now I'm done polishing. So now we're staring at a very clean truck. And now is when, ideally, when you're spending money like this, spending money and me spending time, perfecting the finish of your vehicle, now's when you'd protect it. Whether you did just wax, whether you wanted to do a ceramic coating, 1 year, 7 year, whatever you do. However, again, work truck, we're not really trying to make it look pretty. The primary reason it's in here is to get rid of the old stickers. So we're not going to do that. This is basically where we're going to leave it. I think I'm going to throw some trim and tire dressing on the tires, the mirrors, and the bed rails. And there was one other thing. Oh, right. So this is not a service I offer, but this is a buddy of mine. He asked me to do it, so I'm doing it. He asked me to do some touch-up paint. A few of those spots, particularly on the tailgate, there's one. And this bedside, there's two. 1 and 2. Like those are right down the middle and they're starting to rust. And so you want to put some touch-up paint on there to keep it from rusting. Now this I got at CarQuest. You can go, you give them your paint code and they give you a can of paint that matches your vehicle exactly. So I went and got that, and now you can get a can or you can get a paint pen that you just kind of, it's literally like a pen that you draw over the parts where there's paint missing. Like I might do this one here. There's one on the hood I noticed. Now again, I don't offer this as a service. This is just because it's a buddy of mine, and I have done this on my own vehicles, but whatever. So yeah, this one here. I've never had good luck with those paint pens. I find they're hard to get a good, clean kind of finish, or a flat looking finish. Now you are touching, like, it's never going to look perfect. The primary reason for this is not to make it look good. It's to just stop the rust and keep it from getting worse. So you can see here, there's actually been spots done before. So you see, if my camera will focus on it. Camera's kind of doing okay there. So you can see how the paint's been chipped out right there, and it's filled in with, holy, I wish my camera would focus on the white instead of the black. Either way, it's been filled in with white, and that's probably a paint pen because those are pretty small, whereas these ones on this side are much, much bigger. And so what I do instead is I get the spray can, and I'll just spray some on a piece of cardboard, and then I take brushes like that and just fill in those paint chips and scratches. So that's what we're going to do. I don't think I'm going to bother filming that because it's, again, I don't offer it as a service. I'm just doing it for a buddy. But yeah, so we'll quick throw some trim and tire dressing on the wheels, or the tires and the mirrors, and then we'll call it a day. So thank you guys very much for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.